love to introduce our mistresses of ceremony. Hostess number one, joining us live from the beautiful island of Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, it is the world-renowned agriculture guru, the one, the only, Miss Colette Cyrus Burnett, CEO of Global Food Warrior. Joining us live from Los Angeles, California, USA, is an actress, screenwriter, and producer who was casted in the frontline role of the 2018 award-winning Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Black Panther. None other than Mrs. Tanisha Campbell Cephas.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I am immensely excited to be one of your hostess for Future Focus Empowerment Institute International inaugural Global Female Icon Awards. Colette, I must say, you look stunning today.
Thank you, Tanisha. It seems, as always, you look fabulous. I'm so honored to be a hostess at such an iconic event. Listen, the journey of an icon is never easy. But before we go any further, Tanisha, let's spotlight the vision carrier behind this historic event.
Definitely. I am just so excited, Colette, to see all these amazing, phenomenal women receive their awards today.
So am I. I think what we, to be able to honor these women in any way is truly an honor, but it also is what we need to do a little bit more of, more often, yes, because they continually doing such great work out in the field. It is that to take this time to honor them is really the most amazing thing. So I'm glad that you're all here and looking forward to as we continue the program.
Her commitment to empowering the youth is surpassed only by her faith in God and dedication to her family. Bringing welcome remarks is the woman behind this vision, the founder, the chief visionary, and president of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, Mistress Crystal Camejo.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the inaugural Female Icons Award 2021. A special welcome to our esteemed panel of female icon awardees, youth global impact ambassadors, registered guests, permanent missions, and United Nations entities. I bring greetings to you from the management and staff at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. I am Crystal Camejo, the founder and president of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, a global social enterprise serving some 270 young men and women in over 45 countries across sub-Saharan Africa, Asia, North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. We specialize in youth empowerment strategies, piloting and designing psycho-educational and life skills training programs, as we focus on impacting the socioeconomic outcomes of our communities, nations, and the entire world, one youth at a time. Today, 10 influential women who have demonstrated excellence and the highest standard of ethical conduct, integrity, and civil and social responsibility, representing a cross-section of backgrounds and communities stretching from the Caribbean, the Americas, and Sub-Saharan Africa, were selected for the Future Focus Empowerment Institute International Inaugural Female Award 2021. Now, last month, the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort held a program in celebration of Black History Month. Following the feedback and responses given by a number of the ambassadors attached to the cohort, after hosting a month-long program, it was decided to showcase a few women from across the African diaspora who have significantly contributed supported and invested their time, expertise, and resources towards the growth of this organization. Also, the vision, which is the global youth impact and development. It is with a heart full of love, gratitude, and appreciation that I declare and proclaim this ceremony open.
Wow, 270 young men and women globally. That's impressive. Thank you, Ms. Camillo. You are truly a visionary. The truth is, you have overcome so much in this past year. 2020 has been difficult for so many. But in the time that I have known you, you have kept going from strength to strength. But what strikes me today is your complete commitment to working hard. Even without recognition, you continue walking. That doesn't just take courage and resilience, it takes a faith, a true faith in what you are doing, but also to understand that indeed, continually, no matter what, I admire that what I see in you, I've lived so long and I've seen so much that I know it to be rare. I hope you know that God has you. I hope you know that today, indeed, everything that you touch is golden because it's ordained. Over to you, Tanisha.
Okay, wait, hold up, Colin. I just heard you say that you have been in this so long. What do you mean so long? Because you definitely do not look a day over 21. So did you get started when you were 5 years old?
Exactly.
Well, I have known Crystal since we've been youths, and just watching her grow and blossom and become an extraordinary, phenomenal young woman, despite all of the obstacles. I mean, it's amazing. I am so glad that I am a part of her team and under her leadership. I mean, today she has built tables that she never had access to and continues to invite these young ambassadors to the table, preparing and doing all that she can to equip them so that they can master the next level of their lives. Crystal, it is truly an honor to serve under your leadership.
At this time, we extend our gratitude to those who have made this day possible through their commitment and support of the vision of the organization. To the interest of global youth impact and development, places like Ritel Incorporated, Healthy Kinder International, Global Food Warrior, Youth Amplified Program, Business Aesthetics, we thank you. We thank you for your continued support and your contributions. And now we will hear from one of our young leaders who have created a personal brand for herself and continues to inspire young men and women globally.
And now we invite the chairwoman of the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort Leadership Council, Ambassador Rakaya Scott, to address us. Ambassador, the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good day to whoever is watching us from around the world. Hello and welcome. My name is Rakaya Scott and I am the chairperson of the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort, and I bring greetings to all of you today and thank you so much for tuning into this program. So what is the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort? We're a group of driven, dynamic young people from all across the globe. And as young people, we're often looking for opportunities and in some cases creating opportunities for ourselves, and not necessarily for our own personal career goals, but for those around us, our community, our peers, our colleagues, our classmates, our family members, to give that sense of community and that sense of development to truly make this world a better place. And as such, we're always looking for mentorship, for support. And it is in this regard, we must acknowledge the dynamic women that we are honoring here today who have stood beside us as young ambassadors attached to Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. And therefore, we thank you for your leadership, your experiences, your inspiration, and most importantly, your support to our development as young people. So today we are proud to recognize and award you for your hard work, for your dynamic careers, for your sacrifices, and for the legacies that you've created for yourselves and for young men and women across the globe to now follow in your footsteps. So today we're going to be honoring dynamic women from across the globe who have paved the way for young people all over the world. And as a young person myself, I'm always looking at these women as sources of inspiration. I look at their careers and I say, wow, this is something that I want to do. And it's just so inspiring and so comforting to know that we have your support with us all of the time. Regrettably, however, Her Excellency Paula May Weeks and the Honorable Prime Minister Mia Mottley will not be here today, but country ambassadors attached to Future Focus Global Ambassadors cohort in the respective countries will present to them post this ceremony here today. So on behalf of the Future Focus Global Ambassadors cohort, I welcome everyone to today's event and I thank you all of the women that we are honoring here today, and of course the amazing women around the globe. We thank you for your exceptional leadership and we thank you so much for all of the support that you have contributed in developing ourselves and our identities and our communities as young people. Thank you.
I just love hearing you speak, Rakaya. I'm so excited knowing that the world has young leaders like you in it. You're such a bright star. And I just can't wait to see what the future holds for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there will be two groups of icons that will be awarded here today. Women who have made history in their nations and those who have dedicated their time and resources to empowering women and youth all over the globe. But first, we will have a musical performance done by one of our global ambassadors.
Doing a musical number at the Global Female Icon Awards 2021, coming to us live from the island of Antigua and Barbuda, is the recording artist, singer, songwriter, known by her stage name, Shay, Ambassador Sharma Lewis.
When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, you feel like dying, but I promise we'll bring the world to its knees and move mountains. We'll bring it to its knees and move mountains. And I rise up, I rise like the day, I rise up, I rise unafraid, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, high like the waves, I rise up, in spite of the aches, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is love, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. I'll rise up, rise like the days, I'll rise up, in spite of the aches, I will rise again. I rise up, rise like the days, I rise up, I rise unafraid, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you,
Yes, indeed. We will rise up. Thank you, Shay. That was beautiful. Now, each of the women being awarded here today knows what it is to move mountains and to rise up each time. They've toiled and made waves amongst limitations, trials, tragedy sometimes. And we can't forget that we're also still going through a global pandemic. But through it all, they have emerged as icons and inspirations to women, men, boys, and girls across the globe. Tanisha?
Yes, Colette. Oh my gosh, that is one of my favorite songs. I have goosebumps right now. If you guys could have heard me singing in the background. But anyway, now the individuals presenting these awards are from a very special group attached to the organization. Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort, some young global impact ambassadors attached to this program, serve as country delegates for the organization's most highly visible programs. Through this Global Ambassador Program, delegates not only gain public exposure, access to the United Nations and events, but also afforded the ability to cultivate effective relationships with other country delegates and organizations' global network of social capital.
Now, this is the moment we've been waiting for. To our viewing audience, the recipients of these awards will be presented to women who have made history in their countries. They stand out as leaders who exemplify ethical standards as women in leadership, and they demonstrate excellence above all, the highest standards of ethical conduct, integrity, civic and social responsibility. We now invite young Pan-African game changer and ambassador of Future Focus to Malawi, Ambassador Loretta Chipote Mwale, to present the Female Icon Award 2021 to Her Excellency, Dr. Joyce Banda, on behalf of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, as we celebrate Women's History Month.
Where would the world be without women? Now embrace the reality that we do exist. How meaningful is it? The presence of a woman can never go unnoticed. Her innovativeness and creativity, ranging from her home to the boardroom, is surmountable. Michelle Obama said in her opening quote, "There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish," end quote. It is with this background that as the Future Focus Empowerment Institute International Ambassador to Malawi, I am honored to present the Future Focus Empowerment Institute International Female Icon Award to an internationally recognized champion for the rights of women, children, the disabled, and marginalized, founder of the Foundation International School here in Malawi, and enlisted by the Forbes magazine as the most powerful woman in Africa and in the world, a recipient of more than 15 international accolades. A former member of parliament, she has also served in 2 different ministerial posts as a Minister of Foreign Affairs and as a Minister of Gender and Child Welfare, a former vice president, and the first female president of the Republic of Malawi, Her Excellency, Dr. Joyce Banda. Congratulations on all of your achievements. You're such a powerhouse. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Mwale. It's a pity we have to meet virtually. You need to find your way to my house or invite me to yours. We need to get together. First, allow me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to thank God for this honor. But also allow me to start by congratulating the President of Tanzania, since I'm speaking from Africa, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, today appointed the Ambassador Mulamula as her foreign minister. Ambassador Mulamula is a member of the African Women Leaders Network. She served as the Tanzania's ambassador to the US and then the principal secretary in the ministry. Today in the morning, she called me and she was congratulating me for this award. unbeknown to the both of us, that 2 o'clock in the afternoon should be Tanzania's foreign minister. I wanted to start from there. So women, we're doing fine. We are adding one woman at a time to leadership. I wanted to thank in a very special way, Crystal Kamejo and the whole organization, the Future Focus Empowerment International Institute, for this award that is being presented to me this evening. I have spent all my adult life trying to do something about the situation of women and girls. So I accept this prestigious award on behalf of those women and girls that worked with me on this unbelievable journey, this amazing journey, this extraordinary journey. You've given me 3 minutes. So in the 3 minutes allocated to me, I thought that perhaps I should just say a few words and then spend the rest of the 3 minutes on giving advice to younger women, because the greatest honor this evening is that I'm being honored by the next generation. I have spent my adult life, and a lot of what has influenced my work has originated from personal experience, namely education for the girl child, gender-based violence, maternal health, particularly maternal mortality, HIV/AIDS, and now I have added COVID-19 to that list. The whole issue about leadership, my experiences, sharing them with other fellow women on the continent of Africa, and helping them rise and get into leadership. And finally, human rights as a cross-cutting pillar in my life. In 2016, serving as Distinguished Fellow at the Woodrow Wilson Center in Washington, DC, and later at the Center for Global Development, I was researching on African women leaders' participation in leadership on the continent. I stumbled on the fact that leaders are born. Leaders are born only with 30% leadership traits, and that 30% has to be added on by society. My question then at that point at the Woodrow Wilson Center was, what about the African girl child locked up in abject poverty? Will never go to school, will never see the light of day. What is happening to that girl child? What is it that we can do if she's born with a 30% leadership trait so that Africa does not lose those leaders? Mm-hmm. So if Africa is to develop fast, and if we are to build a critical mass of African women leaders to participate effectively in various sectors of our societies, we must not leave these girls behind. I'm so proud of this organization that is made up of mostly young leaders. I'm so proud to hand over the mantle to a dynamic team of young leaders like yourselves, as I work with young leaders both here in Malawi and all over the world. I just acquired myself another team in the name of the Future Focus Empowerment International, and I hope that I will remain on your list as a friend moving forward. While at the Woodrow Wilson Center researching on this issue, I decided to write a book to look at the life of an African girl child from the age 0 to 10, to look at the challenges that might stand on her way to becoming the leader that she was born to be. Mostly donors will come to us and support us to empower adolescent girls all over Africa. And my argument now at this age in my life is that at age 13 and 14, for an African girl child is too late. So much harm has already been done. So I encourage you to read that book. You can find it on the Global Center for Global Development website, and you can read it free. Secondly, Madam Zanele Mbeki, the wife of the former president of South Africa, said, When you climb the ladder and get to the top, don't drop the ladder. Leave it there for other women to climb as well. 2, there are so many challenges that women face seeking elected office. To an extent that most women are being discouraged from running for office because of the abuse, the fake news, the media, the lack of resources to compete effectively like their male counterparts. My advice is to them is to say, ask yourself that if I don't participate, if I withdraw, if I chicken out, but who? We must forge ahead, we must fight, we must move ahead, we must stand for elected office, we must push us way to the policy formulating table. If they don't find space, they don't open space, we must push our way there, because if we don't, we will not partake that dinner, will remain on the menu forever. We must shout and say, there shall never be anything about us without us. Number 3, remember that economic empowerment of women is key to social and political empowerment. So money is not evil. So don't listen to that advice, particularly here in Africa, we grow up being told money is evil and the blessed are the poor because they will be rich in heaven. I mean, I don't think they were talking about money when they put that in the Bible. Money is power. You can't compete effectively to get into any office if you don't have money. You cannot do good, you cannot, I have built schools. I have educated 6,500 girls and boys. I have trained, I have sent to university 1,500 young men and women, 30 medical doctors, but it is because I was able to run my businesses and make money in order to be able to do all that work. So I encourage all women, young women, I'm talking to young women, make money, be rich, it's not a crime. Number 5, associate with achievers, don't associate with losers. You don't benefit anything from there. Continue to empower yourself, build your capacity so that you get to the top. You can't stop learning. Number 6, in September 2016, now I'm talking to young leaders, women leaders that are mothers, that are also raising children. In September 2016, in the Atlantic newspaper, there was an article titled, "What Women Leaders Have in Common." So women interviewed in China, in UAE, in Africa, all over, they all said without fail about how their relationship with their father impacted on their way, on their empowerment and their confidence building on their way to leadership. So it is important, particularly those of us in Africa, where sometimes men don't have a close relationship with their girl child, to encourage them to have that relationship, because it is very important. All of us, including me, will remember what my father did in order to support me and encourage me to become a leader. Finally, I ask my fellow senior leaders to support young leaders coming up. It is not right that they should face the challenges that we have faced. Please don't forget, I told Crystal before that leadership is a love affair. You must fall in love with the people yourself, and the people must fall in love with you. I heard a lot of this already from the introduction you gave about Crystal. 1, you are born a leader with 30% leadership traits, 70% must be added on, you must go to university, you must go to college. But finally, when you decide you are going to be a leader, the type of leader that I know, a servant leader, you must fall in love with the people yourself, and the people must fall in love with you. Let us rise and raise our voices on behalf of those that are voiceless. Let us continue to support one another. Let us be each other's keeper. And let us together remember without fail, that 39 million girls around in Africa alone are not in school through no fault of their own. 135 million around the world. And with COVID alone, 9 million girls, according to UNESCO, have dropped out of school. And during COVID, another challenge for us as young leaders, young and older leaders, is that during COVID-19, gender-based violence has increased, poverty has worsened, teen pregnancies and teen marriages have increased. Our girls have dropped out of school. And that is our task. And that we cannot ignore, because it is not fair morally that we are sitting here and 39 million girls in Africa alone are not in school. So this brings me to the research that has been done lately that shows that the richest in the world, the 1%, 2%, 3% have become richer during COVID-19 alone. And if this is true, is it not their moral obligation to support organizations like yours and mine and all organizations and governments to recover the post-COVID-19 recovery program? Shouldn't they own that too? This is just a question. You live in America, you can pass on this message. I have nothing to lose. I have been saying this for weeks. It is a moral obligation for them to support the recovery of this world post-COVID-19. I want to wish you all the best and to ask that together we move into the future with hope and with God before us. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Her Excellency, Dr. Joyce Banda. May God continue to bless you. We thank you for all that you have done and all that you continue to do, for inspiring, motivating, for helping us to become bold, to take up space. We thank you so much. Next, Ambassador Rukiah Scott, Chairwoman of the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort, will now present the Female Icon Award 2021 to Her Excellency Paula Mae Weeks on behalf of the organization in celebration of Women's History Month.
Hello and good afternoon again to everyone. It's me again, Rukiah, Chairwoman of the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort. And today I have the pleasure and honor of presenting this award to a woman beyond exceptional in Trinidad and Tobago. Her Excellency, Ms. Paula Mae Weeks, is a retired Justice of Appeal of the Judiciaries of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and the Turks and Caicos Islands. She was educated at the famous Bishop Anstey High School and then went on to gain her Bachelor of Laws at the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill campus in Barbados. She attained her LEC from the Hugh Wooding Law School and was admitted to the practice of law in Trinidad and Tobago, for which she had an extensive career, remarkable career for 2 decades. Her Excellency was then the first woman to serve on the appellate bench of the judiciary of the Turks and Caicos Islands and was also the first female president in the history of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and I think that deserves a round of applause in itself. Her Excellency is progressive as she supports so many causes and movements for national and social development in Trinidad and Tobago. She is truly a force to be reckoned with and a major source of inspiration for many, many young women and girls in Trinidad and Tobago. Her Excellency ensures her presence. She speaks to the nation about social issues, national issues, giving us, the people, that sense of hope that she, as our president, has our best interest at heart. I am super happy and super honored today to present this Global Female Icon Award to Her Excellency, Ms. Paula Mae Weeks, the first female president of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, I would have mentioned before that Her Excellency is unable to join us today. So on her behalf, I accept the award, and on behalf of the entire Global Ambassadors Cohort, we thank you, Your Excellency, for the remarkable work and this great sense of inspiration and support that you are to many young women and girls in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Wow. Her Excellency Paula Mae Weeks is truly, and she's a powerhouse. Now I would like to award the Honorable Prime Minister Mia Mottley, who is the Prime Minister of Barbados since May 2018. She has truly embodied the phrase unbossed and unbought in her leadership style. The Honorable Mia Mottley has significantly led our region with innovation and inspiration every step of the way. She's the Chief Communications. She's the first female Prime Minister of Barbados, and unfortunately, she was unable to attend today's award ceremony, but she will be presented with her award by our Future Focus Ambassador to Barbados after today's event. Tanisha?
Yes. Now we have Ms. Shawana Haranandan, Special Advisor to the President and Board Member of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, who will present the Female Icon Award 2021 to Dr. Betty Campbell on behalf of the organization in celebration of Women's History Month.
Thank you, Tanisha. Good afternoon, everyone, and it is a pleasure to be a part of this inaugural event. Dr. Betty Campbell is a thought leader, educator, empowerment speaker, and most notably, New York's first female African-American commissioner of jurors. She's an adjunct professor at King's Graduate School of Urban Studies and Applied Research at Monroe College. Dr. Campbell sets herself apart as she focuses on doing all that she can to impact, influence, motivate, prepare, activate, celebrate, and transform the lives of those she serves in her varying capacity. Dr. Campbell, we thank you for empowering women like myself who had the pleasure of being your student during my grad school years, your community, and for being a trailblazing icon. We thank you.
Dr. Campbell, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Globally to my brothers and sisters around the globe. This is such an honor. I would like to thank Crystal for her hard work and dedication, such a wonderful organization with such an impact, powerful impact. I'd like to thank Future Focus for this prestigious award. It truly is an honor. I'd like to thank my village of friends and family who have supported me every day because it absolutely does take a village. I will keep my remarks brief. You can kind of say my remarks are almost like a public service announcement, but I'd like to speak to this concept of community and us as being change agents, and just speak a little bit about the courage and being courageous and to be willing to speak boldly about injustices, to be bold and remove barriers that keep people disengaged and marginalized. We must come together as a community and make a commitment to get involved. Wherever you are, there are opportunities to get involved, to effectuate change. Civically, we can play an important role in creating value in civic participation, such as voting and jury service. Leading by examples, I believe that communities can illustrate that there is power in our presence and our collective voice. I'd like to encourage everyone to be intentional in showing up for others and supporting others and being a voice to the voiceless. And also continuing to be a beacon of hope and inspiration to others through our words and our deeds. Lastly, I would encourage and challenge everyone to answer the call. I know that this is a global audience. And again, when we talk about community, we need to be intentional in supporting others and being a part of the process. And so I know that there are juries across the world. And if you have the opportunity to serve, I encourage you to serve, to be a part of the process, to be a part of your legal and justice system by giving it the most valuable gift that you have, which is the gift of your time. So again, I thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. And I'm just very humble and gracious for this award. Thank you so very much.
Well, Dr. Campbell, I hear you say show up for others. It's so important. We thank you for you doing just that for all of us today.
Thank
Now
you.
we will move on. You're welcome. Now we'll move on to Ambassador Aquina Alexander. She's the Vice President of Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort, to present the Female Icon Award 2021 to the Honorable Minister, Penelope Beckles, Member of Parliament, and on behalf of this organization, in celebration of Women's History Month. Aquina?
Thank you so much for having me. And I'd just like to extend my gratitude for everyone being here today. So, of course, being a Trinidadian myself, it is an esteemed honor to have the privilege to present this award to the Honorable Penelope Beckles. And I'd like to start with a quote from Atticus that really resonated with me when I reflected upon her and her life. And it reads, "She was powerful, not because she was not scared, but because she went on so strongly despite the fear." An attorney at law, Ms. Penelope Beckles has held a number of ministerial posts in Trinidad and Tobago, including Minister for Public Utilities and Environment, Minister for Culture and Tourism, and Minister for Social Development. Ms. Beckles presently represents Trinidad and Tobago as one of the 17 vice presidents for the 74th session of the General Assembly. Ms. Beckles was elected as the first female deputy speaker of the House of Representatives on December the 17th, 2007, at the ceremonial opening of the first session of the 9th Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Additionally, she is currently the president of the Executive Board of UN Women and co-facilitator of the consultative process for oceans and law of the seas. Her special interests are in the areas of sport and youth affairs, as well as issues relating to women and girls and the environment. However, what is most astonishing about her story is that Ms. Beckles comes from a very humble background. She was not only able to become a pillar of hope, but also conquer all obstacles that came her way. And additionally, I'd like to thank Ms. Beckles for planting a seed in my mentor, Ms. Crystal Camejo, for pushing her to engage in the United Nations, because through this simple action was where Future Focus Empowerment Institute International was born. So the Honorable Minister Penelope Beckles, Member of Parliament, it is my honor to present to you this award.
Honorable Minister, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Aquina Alexander. And let me, of course, specially acknowledge Her Excellency Dr. Joyce Banda, ambassadors, fellow ICON awardees, and my sisters generally, and to all of those who are listening. And I know that we are sort of out of time, so I'll be very brief today. And really just to join with all the other awardees in congratulating and acknowledging Crystal for her excellent work, for her vision, and to especially, of course, recognize Future Focus Empowerment International Institute and all the other members. I am extremely pleased, honored to have been offered this award, and I'm happy to accept this award. I think today of my parents and my sister, all deceased, but and overall my family, who have been extremely instrumental in in who I am today. I want to share very quickly a thought that I had today. Adversity produces spiritual maturity and leadership. And I want to say, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy, for you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance will give you a chance to grow. And I only say that because, I want us to understand, especially since there's so many young people here for this session, that challenges will come your way. It's how you reflect on the challenges. It's how you recognize that it's all part of development. And never be afraid of a challenge. Never be afraid of failure. Never be afraid of making mistakes, because that is how you're going to grow, and that is how you're going to develop. Yesterday was 40 years since the founding father of our nation died, Dr. Eric Williams. And in the main, his vision for our country, in the main, had to do with education. And Dr. Banda talked about the challenges of girls in Africa as it relates to education. In Trinidad and Tobago, girls have always had the opportunity to be educated, and that is what I think in the main is responsible for so many women in Trinidad and Tobago doing very well. Free primary, tertiary, secondary education. I mean, things have changed now because of the fact that, we are an energy-based country, and therefore, the government scholarships and other opportunities are not like it was a couple of years ago. But you have seen that we now have the first female president. At present, we have a female speaker, female president of the Senate. There are a number of women serving in the cabinet, number of female judges, magistrates, and at the University of the West Indies, you have women dominating every single sector, save and except the engineering sector. And that's the extent to which women have capitalized on the opportunities that have come their way, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but in the Caribbean as a whole. So I just want to say again, congratulations to Crystal and Future Focus. I am truly humbled, and I am exceptionally honored to have been considered today for this award, which I accept graciously. Thank you very much.
Thank you, our Honorable Minister Beckles. I am just so proud of your leadership and all you continue to do. I am a born Trinidadian, though I've lived most of my life in the US now, but thank you so much for representing us each and every day. Now, this is very impressive, Colette. I mean, these women are doing so much for the world. And I am just so excited for our future. These women are undeniable, trailblazing examples of women in leadership to our upcoming leaders. And we just thank you all so much for your continued dedication and service.
I totally agree with you, Tanisha. To see Minister Beckles and Her Excellency Joyce Banda and all the women that have come before, I just want to say to our icons, this is your time to shine and be in the limelight and soak up all the love that we have for you. The adoration and the respect that you are given on this historic event is truly earned. So thank you.
I mean, I have already made plans to have coffee meetings with these powerful women. They just don't know it as yet.
I know. I myself am ready to sit and chat with them. I truly admire their style of leadership, and I would be humbled to sit at the feet of any of these wise women and learn from them. So now that we are halfway through this, and we are at a time where we will now break for a performance by one of our global ambassadors. Following the performance, we will continue with our award presentations.
Hailing from the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the island of steel pan and calypso, playing her national instrument and giving us a musical rendition of Whitney Houston's I Am Every Woman is Ambassador Mahalia Thomas.
y'all. Clapping emojis, let's go. Alright, so for this class, I want all the ladies, all the women, and everybody on this line to say, I, every woman, right? So get up from your seat, type in the comments, and say, I'm every woman. Let's go. Thank you all for having me, and you'll enjoy your day.
Wow, what an excellent performance, Mahalia. We are definitely every woman, and we are definitely our sisters keepers. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance by our national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago, steel pan.
Every time I hear the steel pan, I get happy. And to see Mahalia really do it with her musical gift, thank you so much. Let's let the awards continue. Up next, we have a youth advocate and goal-getter, an entrepreneur and vice president of the Future Focus Global Ambassadors Cohort, overseeing the southeastern African regions. Ambassador Noviela Muleni, to present the Global Female Icon Award to Dr. Alice Murray on behalf of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International.
Thank you so much, Ms. Colette. On behalf of Future Focus, I'm here to present to you Dr. Alice Mbewe, who was born in Malawi and grew up in the UK. She's a medical researcher who currently works as Translational Science Champion at Malawi Liver for Wellcome Trust Research Program. In this role, She supports translation research and ensures it has a high impact on health. She's a highly experienced and accomplished researcher with a PhD in bioimmunology from the University of Oxford. Prior to this, she obtained her master's in immunology of infectious diseases and a bachelor's in biomedical sciences. Aside from her scientific duties, Dr. Mbewe is an advocate for the empowerment of youth and women. She often volunteers her time and resources to assist these groups navigate through the challenges of life. She has spoken at several international youth empowerment events, as well as Women in Excellence forums. She's also an entrepreneur and an upcoming author. It is a great honor that I represent the Future Focus inaugural Global Female Icon Award 2020 to this powerhouse of a woman, Dr. Alice Mbewe. Thank you.
Dr. Mbewe, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Novi. It is truly an honor to be here. Firstly, I'd like to thank Future Focus and the entire team, and in particular, Crystal Camejo. You're doing an amazing job, and thank you so much. I'd also like to acknowledge Her Excellency Dr. Joyce Banda. It is an honor to also be from Malawi and to see great achievers like yourself. And I'd also like to honor Her Honorable Penelope Beckles and everybody else that has been awarded, and all the delegates this evening or morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I'd like to begin by sharing the most powerful thing that I have learned in life, and that is understanding your purpose. When you understand your purpose, you can navigate yourself through life more easily. When you don't understand the purpose of a thing, it can be completely misused. There'll be such great misconduct of that thing. But when you understand the mere purpose of that thing, it's so easy and simple to follow on. And I'd also like to share a verse from the Bible, which is from Exodus 9:16, which says, but I have raised you up for this very purpose, that I might show you my power and that my name might be proclaimed in all the earth. And, this is such a great example of each and every single one of us here this evening, understanding our purpose and our calling from God. And, we are all in different, we are all on different assignments. Her Excellency Dr. Joyce Banda is on a different assignment to myself. The Honorable Penelope Beckles is on a different assignment to myself. But each and every single one of us have understood why we are here. My purpose may not be as great as the other women's. Maybe my pool of women that I speak to may just be 10 or 15, but the purpose still stands. And I'm so grateful and honored that, firstly, that God would even consider me to be somebody who would have an effect and an impact on the girl child here in Malawi and also across other places. And for me, maybe I may not be in a position to, give out money or in anything like that, but what God has given me is a heart. And that is what I give out to other women and to other young women, and to empower them to make sure that their hearts and their minds are in the right position. And that is where it takes them to a position of leadership from there on. I won't say too many things, but I'll just like to say thank you once again. I humbly accept this award, and to be here amongst all these great and wonderful trailblazers and truly world changers is an honor for me. Thank you once again, Future Focus. It's a great honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mbewe. We definitely can tell that you have an amazing heart, and we just want to thank you for motivating women to become leaders. So thank you for all that you do. Now, Ms. Yulani Fletcher, Global Head of Digital Marketing at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, will present the Female Icon Award 2021 to Ms. Onika Mars on behalf of the organization.
Thank you, Tanisha. So I'll first like to start with a quote by Michelle Obama, the former First Lady of the United States. She said, "No country can ever truly flourish if it stifles the potential of its women and deprives itself of the contributions of half of its citizens." Miss Onika Mars, it is my honor to present you with this Female Icon Award. Who is Miss Mars? Miss Mars is a woman of valor, a mother and an entrepreneur committed to inspiring hope, a survivor of domestic violence and abuse, now a dedicated advocate against domestic violence and a Trinidad and Tobago National Gold Medal awardee 2019. Ms. Onika Mars has been called to lead and serve in the global movement to catalyze education, awareness, and change in the space of domestic violence. Ms. Mars is the founder and president of Women of Substance and a member of the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago Interministerial Committee, which was formed to coordinate strategies that serve to reduce domestic violence. She also serves on the board of the Inter-American Development Bank NextGen and the Trinidad and Tobago Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Nominated and selected by the U.S. Embassy to represent Trinidad and Tobago in the U.S. International Visitor Leadership Training Program, which allowed her to meet with global leaders like herself from 24 different countries, and also a non-profit organization throughout 4 different American states. Ms. Onika Mars, congratulations on this award.
Ms. Mars, the floor is yours.
Very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I am both humbled and honored to be presented with this prestigious international award. There is a saying that a storm draws something out of us that calm seas don't. And I truly believe this, as due to the storm that I faced in my life, or storms, my commitment to serve and the compassion to serve my community in this capacity was birthed. So I want to encourage persons who were called and chosen, like myself, to impact lives, to show up, walk in obedience, and serve with excellence. I encourage persons to be agents of change in whatever spaces they are placed in. Do not sit back and ask, what are others doing to enact change? Instead, ask yourself, what can I do? Or how can I become a change agent? How can I be the change that I want to see? I am indeed grateful to Future Focus Empowerment Institute team and Ms. Crystal Camijo Pantrelli. Thank you so much. I'm indeed also, grateful to God for this opportunity. And I want to dedicate this award to my sons, my family circle, my friends, my Women of Substance team, and last but not least, the women and children whom God has called me to serve. I thank you.
Well, I can tell you that, Ms. Mars, we are so very grateful for you being here today and for all the work that you have done with domestic violence, gender-based violence, and working with young boys in schools. I will tell you that the work that you have done is not only impactful, it truly changes lives. Thanks again. Now we will move on to Ms. Shuena Harinandan, a special advisor to the president and the board member of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. She will present the Female Icon Award 2021 to Ms. Candice Sandy on behalf of the organization.
Thank you, Ms. Cyrus Burnett. Melinda Gates said, "A woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. And Candice Sandy is the epitome of a woman who uses her voice and resources to empower others." Candace Sandy is a Trinidadian American best-selling author and an accomplished political, communications, and crisis strategist who has held various communications positions for local, state, and national election campaigns. While studying at New York University, Ms. Sandy was the first woman of color to serve as a general manager of the university's radio station, WNYU. After graduating, she was hired as a director of communication for Congressman Gregory W. Weeks, who serves New York's 5th Congressional District in Queens, New York. Candace, we thank you for empowering women, for being the sister that every woman needs. We thank you for who you are and for being the icon that you are.
Well, thank you so much, Shuana. I am so overwhelmed. I feel I'm bringing gratitude to this call, as I've sensed with everyone who has spoken before me. And I really want to thank Crystal and the entire Future Focus team for putting this meeting and this award together. Everyone who is listening that has had the opportunity to sit in my seat, and we all have different seats, right? We've all been in the middle of the fire. We've all had the opportunity to lead or follow our dreams or deal with our crises. You understand how it feels to be acknowledged by other women who have gone through similar and different experiences. It is the highest honor, and I thank Future Focus for this opportunity. I'll make my remarks very brief because there seems to be a theme. And that theme is how to overcome adversity. Have we not spent an entire year, day by day, since March of 2020, ironically Women's History Month, in chaos, in despair, in confusion, no matter what country you are from? This last year has been not only challenging, taxing, we've lost loved ones. Where do we go from here? How do we overcome? What is the recovery plan? Well, all that you have learned from the women on this call and all that you are, it is now for us to put our foot on on the gas. One of the greatest quotes that I have heard, and I don't know who said it, but they're 100% right. There is opportunity in the midst of chaos. And so what I want to have everyone on this call who's listening today, who, trust me, we get it. We understand how you feel, whether you're a student, you're about to start a new job, you're in your career, you're frustrated, you're working remote, you're managing children, you're worried about people, elderly people who may be afflicted with COVID. We understand, but I want you to take a moment after this call and use it to say, where is the opportunity? How can I be of service? How can I build from here? What is my plan forward? And you will see that there is so much more for you to do. Everyone on this call is tired. We've done a lot, but we now know that it is now a greater opportunity to be of service to women with children, to women in crises, to women in leadership, to women in business, to women who are leading in civic engagement. We are here to help. So I just wanted to say, to let each and every one of you know that you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are strong, and there is a sister circle available to you for you to use this opportunity of chaos and move forward. And each and every one of us, regardless of what country we're in, we're happy to be a part of that. So Crystal, I thank you so very much. I tell you, the host and everyone introducing are beautiful and magnificent. And I just wanted to share my gratitude and let everyone know here that we are now stronger and more powerful after, and we're still in the midst of the pandemic, but we can get through this together. Thank you.
Wow, Miss Sandy, as always, so powerful. It is indeed true that we have spent an entire year in adversity. So understanding how we come out of that and creating a plan so that we do so successfully is a big deal. So thank you. Now we move on to Ms. Janella Serafin. She is the Chief Executive Officer of Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, and she will present the Female Icon Award to Dr. Astral Webb on behalf of the organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. A God-fearing woman, a woman of substance, class, a mother, a mentor, a shoulder to lean on, and a woman I am proud to call an icon of inspiration. It is true what they say about leaders and female leaders in particular. The quote by Oprah Winfrey stands true. Leadership is about empathy. It is about having the ability to relate to and connect with people for the purpose of inspiring and empowering their lives. Dr. Webb epitomizes this quote. If I could throw the entire English dictionary of empowering words at her, I would, because she encompasses all that which was aforementioned and so much more. Dr. Astral Webb is a senior healthcare professional with over 2 decades of expertise in the areas of prevention and wellness, where her passion has been centered on eliminating health disparities with self-empowering diverse communities against preventable health conditions. Dr. Webb is respected as a global trainer in public health, education, and awareness programs for chronic disease and mental health prevention. As a change agent in the healthcare industry and a human rights consultant with the United States Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights, she has led many initiatives and remains committed to promoting advocacy for mental and physical health rights for all people of all nations. Dr. Webb has also been charged with being involved with female empowerment in her capacity as a mental health professional. Her passion and vigor for ensuring that women take their rightful place in society by taking charge of their own narratives is also at the forefront in her mission as an indelible change agent. It is my honor and an esteemed privilege to present this Global Female Icon Award to none other than Dr. Astral Webb.
Thank you. Her Excellencies, distinguished awardees, ladies and gentlemen, it is truly with heartfelt thanks and a heart full of humility and gratitude that I accept this inaugural Global Female Iconic Award from Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. I thank you because I am certain that the awards committee did not have an easy task of identifying only 10 women in leadership amongst the hundreds that we have across our globe. So thank you for this great honor, and to all the honorees today, congratulations to you and well deserved. As I reflect on the reasons that Future Focus has awarded me this dynamic, distinguished award, it's because of my impact in health, mental health, and public health. But truly, those were a calling on my life. And I thank Almighty God that I was obedient to that call. As I share this award today with all of these phenomenal women who have been proven trailblazers across the globe, I have to say and thank those who are closest to me, my families, my family members by extension, and my circle of friends who have always supported and encouraged me to follow this calling in my life. When I look at the young leaders in Future Focus, I understand that receiving such an iconic award means that we are influencing and empowering the next generation of leaders. And so my call is to all of us as women to continue to create those opportunities and those pathways so that these emerging leaders can become trailblazers in their own industry and in their own rights. I accept this award here in the historic city of Tuskegee in Alabama, the home state of some of the most pioneering civil rights leaders of our times, including women like Rosa Parks and Coretta Scott King. It is this honor in this Women's History Month that I stand amazed that I can be humbled and accept such an iconic award. And to the young women of Future Focus Empowerment, I know that you are already earmarked to be some of the world's greatest trailblazers. So I leave this advice with you. Be authentic. Answer the calling, that desire that God has put into your heart. When you come against obstacles, look at them as either blessings or lessons. You will have a role to play in this world. And I know that all of us as women will continue to look forward to your contribution as you are to leaders of tomorrow. Again, all honor and glory truly belongs to the Almighty God. So I thank you, Future Focus, for this esteemed honor, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Webb, for just leading the space in mental health. It is so important. I mean, again, over the last year, we have all endured a lot mentally. And so we thank you for all the work that you do, all the contributions that you have done and that you continue to do so that we can get our mental health right. It is very important to be a leader. You have to have a healthy mental space. So thank you for your continued work. Now it is with my pleasure to introduce Ms. Afia Wilson, Special Advisor on the Board of Directors at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. She will be presenting the Female Icon Award to Ms. Janelle Brady on behalf of the organization.
Good afternoon to all the esteemed guests. Thank you so much for continuously supporting the Future Focus Empowerment Institute and all of our initiatives. I would like to begin by giving a quote from one of my favorite women in leadership from days of old, Miss Margaret Thatcher. She said, if you want to have something said, you have a man do it. If you want to have something done, you let a woman do it. So today, receiving the Future Focus inaugural Global Female Icon Award 2021 is the Vice President of the Ontario New Democratic Party, Ms. Janelle Brady. A woman and gender studies scholar, anti-racist educator, activist, researcher, and community organizer, Ms. Brady is currently a PhD candidate at the University of Toronto in the Department of Social Justice Education at the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education, the OISE, where she explores Black mothering experiences of navigating anti-Black racism in the schooling and education system for their children. At OISE, Janelle is currently the Senior Coordinator and Researcher of the Center for Integrative Anti-Racism Studies. She has been featured by City News, CBC, Global TV, the Toronto Star, the Huffington Post, and other local media outlets. She is a part-time faculty member at George Brown College, where she teaches sociology. Janelle is a co-founder and director of a social enterprise, the Downsview Advocate, a local newspaper in Toronto's North End. She has over 10 years of experience in the curation and delivery of professional development, education curriculum in the areas of anti-Black racism, anti-racism, equity, diversity and inclusion, and capacity building. She is also a curriculum writer and academic support for the Child Development Institute, SNAP, which is the Socio-Emotional Education and School Advocacy Program. Janelle is the 2019 recipient of the International Day for the End of Racial Discrimination, IDERD, University of Toronto Award. Today, Ms. Brady, congratulations on receiving this international award, and we are so grateful for your continued support of our organization.
Ms. Brady, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Afia, for presenting me with this incredible award. Greetings to everyone. Thank you. I'm so thrilled to be a part of the celebration of women's history and women's futures as well. I would like to thank all of the organizers and all of the incredible ambassadors around the world from Future Focus Empowerment Institute International. What an incredible organization. And a special thanks to Crystal Cameo for her tireless work, commitment, and effort in leading this organization to a global scale and bring each of us together. I look forward to the time when we'll come together and break bread and share food and learn from food justice warrior, Miss Colette Cyrus Burns, and learn from our incredible hosts and hostesses who are here today. Many thanks and special thanks to the esteemed guest. It is an honor to be awarded and honored alongside Her Excellency, Dr. Joyce Banda. I took so much notes learning from you, and I would just love to continue to soak in all of that knowledge and experience that you have. Also the Honorable Minister Penelope Beckles, thank you for the incredible and trailblazing work that you do. And I'm again glad and honored to see Dr. Mbewe, and congratulations on your award. Rukia Scott, Novi, and again, Colette and Tanisha. I've seen you each in these global forums. Thank you again, Crystal. You've warmed my heart with your amazing capacity to bring people together, to empower women and to empower youth, and to empower people who often don't have a space at many of the tables which they sit at right now. So thank you for creating space and for all that you do. I'll be very brief because I know we're over time, but I wanted to acknowledge that I'm coming from the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat, the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Haudenosaunee, and the people of Anishinaabe. I'm in the territory which is known as Toronto, but it's governed by the Dish with One Spoon Treaty. I think it's important, as someone who's coming from the Canadian country, to acknowledge Indigenous folks, right? In terms of their activism. And the reason why I wanted to bring that into my remarks is, as a Black woman in Canada, I think of the ways that they resist with a lot of the social movements that are happening right now. And I think of the ways that a lot of the women are the ones that have and continue to forge the way. So for those of you joining us globally, I would encourage you to look at some of the resistance with land back movements, as well as the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada, which was launched in 2015. And I would encourage you to look at the history of residential schools. The last residential school only closed in 1996. It's similar to the histories of Black Canadians who weren't allowed to go to school who had to go to separate schools. In Ontario, Black women were not allowed to practice nursing until other Black women fought in the 1950s. Black people were not allowed to go into theaters, and there were a lot of Black women who fought to forge the way for me to even continue my studies and continue my education. So I'm really grateful, ever grateful for their advocacy, the advocacy of African women on the continent and also in the diaspora. They're really the reason why many of us are here. They're the reason why many of us can do the work that we do. And I hope to even make an inkling of the contribution that they have made. And I'd like to end off by honoring my grandmother, Jessina Julian, who passed away in 2018, March 26, who always served. She led in a way that was highly and deeply rooted in community and in service and serving. So whether that meant going to a community event and staying back later, she was from Trinidad, and also my maternal grandma's from Jamaica. And she just had this serving attitude to her. We'd stay back washing the dishes after each event, even if it wasn't an event organized and coordinated by her, right? This is the type of service that she did. And this is the person who I learned from. And I hope that I can continue her legacy through my commitment to the betterment and empowerment of youth, particularly Black youth, and working alongside my Indigenous brothers, sisters, and siblings here in Canada. Thank you so much for this incredible honor. I'm so humbled.
Ms. Brady, it's so wonderful to have you and to let you know that you are truly honoring your elders and particularly your grandmother by doing the work that you do. Thank you for all that you do in service to all of us. Now, as we it's been amazing to hear and to see the outstanding work of the women that have been doing it on the ground. And it's truly one of the most distinguished events that I have had the pleasure of hosting this evening. As we near the end of this segment, I now would like to invite Ambassador Noviela Molini to narrate a spoken word piece in order to inspire us all. Ambassador Molini.
Thank you. I'll be performing. I wish this was in person. It gets more fun and exciting, but I'll be performing Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. For those of you who know her, she was a great woman who lived, and I always say Maya Angelou multiplied in a lot of us, and we're seeing it today. So here we go. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's in the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arc of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. Because I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's you and me. Thank you.
Wow, that was phenomenal and so appropriate for this afternoon's event. Please note that there is a 30-minute networking session Should anyone have any questions of the organizers, why is my mouth not working? But for the organizers of this event, there's a full staff waiting to answer any of the questions or queries that you may have. Thank you, Ambassador Molini. That was just phenomenal. We'll now have our closing remarks.
As we conclude the formal segment of today's iconic event, to bring closing remarks, we welcome the Vice President of the organization behind the vision that is Future Focus, Mr. Dale Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, the floor is yours.
Hello, good evening, and greetings to all. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, present, good afternoon. Thank you very much for introducing me, Ms. Collette. Thank you very much. I would like to start by thanking you both, you and Tanisha, for a great job. Well done. To all the faithful sponsors, thank you for assisting Future Focus Empowerment Institute in bringing us together to celebrate the constellation of women leaders from around the world in this year's inaugural Global Female Icon Awards 2021. From Rital Incorporated Global Food Warriors, Healthy Kinder International LLC, Business Aesthetics, Amplified Youth Program, thank you for your commitment and your efforts towards our vision. We celebrate today this group of formidable women leaders committed to enriching and developing the lives of all. They have demonstrated through their life and work and their leadership in governance, diplomacy, social norm, and in every space they occupy. They are incredible role models for their countrywomen and girls and men and boys too. And they serve as an inspiration across countries, regions, and generations. Thank you all for being women of value, women of valor, and women of substance, for creating a better existence, breaking glass ceilings, opening doors where they were shut, and bursting doors and windows to make your own path. You all have paved the path for other women and girls to follow in their footsteps and become future leaders, and for the men and boys alike as we look on with awe as you take and create your own space in this world. We remain grateful for your amplified voices in all platforms to foster hope, love, peace, and making all policies and programs to benefit all women and girls, the less fortunate, differently able, and every human being. Your leadership and accomplishments are inspiration to us all. And on behalf of the management team and staff at Future Focus Empowerment Institute International, and our executive producers at Future Focus Fridays, we say thank you. And we are privileged, honored, and humbled to have the opportunity to award you all the Global Female Icon Awards 2021. I would like to say your names because you are inspiration to me as well. And I'm so grateful and honored and very humbled to be here today. So Her Excellency, Dr. Joyce Banda, the Honorable Maya Motley, Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, the Honorable Penelope Beckles, Dr. Betty Campbell, Ms. Unika Mars, Ms. Candace Sandy, Dr. Astral Webb, Dr. Alice Mbewe, and Ms. Janelle Brady. Thank you so much. We are grateful for you. All our presenters and performances and everyone who made this day as iconic and memorable as those we have honored today, we say thank you. The physical award will be presented to all the Global Female Icon Awardees recipients post this event. Thank you very much.